Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the second wave of Masters of the Universe figures from Mega Construx. Been quite a while since the first wave, but very happy to finally get a second. From left to right we have Teela, evil-lynn, Faker, Stinkor, and Fisto. So pretty excited for this wave. Some of these are kind of repaints we've seen again. I mean, Teela we've had quite a few times, but I believe previously when she was part of the Mega Construx hero line, she did not have the like snake headdress, so it was just Teela without that. And then when she came with the snake headdress with the castle set, she was kind of tinted green to be the green goddess from the mini comics. A lot of the characters with Castle Grayskull were inspired by the mini comic motifs. So this may be the first time we're getting normal Teela with the snake headdress, and that might be why she's in this wave. So I think that's true. If I'm wrong, feel free to let me know in the comments below. We have another repaint for evil-lynn, and it looks good. This, in my opinion, is kind of inspired by the 2000X series. At least that's what it looks like to me, because she had a much darker color scheme in that show. So that's my guess for that. Faker is kind of like a hodgepodge, where basically they took the battle armor from Skeletor, repainted it orange, and then put it on Faker. I don't remember if that ever had a toy in the original line. I kind of don't think it did. I think that was something they just kind of made up by, mixing some pieces around. I mean, it looks cool. We'll check it out. But then over here we have the two new breakouts. We have Stinkor, which is definitely my favorite, but Fisto is a very close second. These are two new characters we have not gotten previously. We did have a version of Fisto in one of those Skeletor heads, but he didn't have, like, this is his classic outfit and everything like that. So this is our first time getting the one true Fisto. So I'm very excited for these. The packaging, very reminiscent of the retro packaging. You have kind of the blasting red rocks with the black, the blasting red rocks with the blue sky overhead. And then you have a picture of the figure here on the side. Comes with the figure, the accessories, a little stand here with their name on it, which is pretty cool. And then really the back of the packaging is nothing to write home about. It's just kind of, cardboard stock. So nothing really exciting going on there. I'm going to go ahead and get all of these open, and then we will take a closer look. So here are the figures out of the packaging. We'll start over here with Teela. She looks pretty good. I really like the little stands they come with. They're simple, but they have their names printed on them, and I think they work. Very nice there. She comes with her staff and shield. I'm not really sure why they're such a darker maroon as compared to the rest of her being the lighter red, but they still look good. I really like the snake staff. I think that works. Going to take these out of her hands temporarily. We'll run through articulation real quick. They all have the exact same articulation, but head's on a ball joint. Now she does have this kind of headdress, which you can take off if you want to just kind of pop this off the back of her head and it comes right off. It's just kind of a softer, rubbery plastic. So this is the figure without that. Head sculpt, very nice. And again, head's on a ball joint, so you have nice movement there. You have a hinge in the shoulder as well as a rotation. You have a hinge and a rotation in the elbows, and then you have a wrist swivel. You have a little bit of a... Actually, her hips go all the way around. Most of the others have like a track where they only kind of go halfway, and we'll show that off in a minute, but I guess the female figures don't have that. Ball joint in the hip, and then 90-degree bend in the knee. So really nice amount of articulation. And if you want to put this back on, you just kind of have to put it under her chin first and then slide it back over her head. And then it stays on very nicely. It doesn't fall off or anything like that, so I do appreciate that. But it is kind of a softer, rubbery plastic, so you really shouldn't have too much trouble, taking it on and off. I don't think that'll be a problem. But yeah, Teela looks good. Unfortunately, I don't have my past releases of Teela handy to do direct comparisons. I apologize for that. But like I said, I think this is the first one in the normal color scheme with the headdress. So that's pretty cool. That kind of fills a void in the collection. So if we put her off to the side, we'll move on now to evil-lynn. And it's kind of funny because at first it looks like she's just all black, but it really is a very dark purple. It's very hard to see. It really just kind of looks black, but there is some dark purple in there as well. Mostly on the front here as part of the armor. But she looks good. Again, head's on a ball joint. All the articulation is exactly the same as Teela. I'm not going to go through it again. But then here is a staff. It's okay. I don't think it's that great. I think they could have done something a little better for the jewel at the end of the staff. This really looks more like some kind of lab equipment for like a science experiment or something, like something that would conduct electricity more so than a magic staff, but that's just me. But overall, I think, the sculpt is nice, the paint detailing is very sharp. I think the figure itself looks really, really good. If we move on next to Faker. So his face sculpt is a little weird if I'm being honest, but he's got kind of like weird red bags under his eyes, but it kind of lends to his overall creepiness. And he does actually have, if you take the head off, and then we take this off, which should be, I believe this is easy to do. It should be easy to do. It's pretty tight on here, actually. Okay, well, apparently this is going to be difficult for me, but what I wanted to show off, he has printing on his chest. This thing is really on there. Gotta really pop the... Okay, wow. And it shot the figure out like a rocket ship. There we go. But anyway, there is the printing on his chest because he's like a cyborg. So you can see he's got the robotic chest printing underneath there. And you can see he's got that limited track in the waist because the male figures have like a pin system that kind of sits in a track, and that allows them to only bend so far at the waist. I'm really surprised that this was so hard to get on and off of the figure, but I guess that's good. It's not going anywhere once you finally get it on there. I really don't want to break the plastic, though. Am I doing something wrong? I don't think so. There we go. And I broke one of the legs off. That's okay. I am really messing up Faker. Luckily, you can snap them right back together. So he's got the battle armor that Skeletor had, but now it's painted orange. I do like the red bat, though. I'll be honest, the red bat kind of makes me think of the Evil Horde. And Faker is not part of the Evil Horde, but it just kind of makes me excited for the prospect of Evil Horde figures later on in this line, because that would be really fun. But overall, I mean, it's just kind of Faker with this new armor piece. He's got the sword, he's got a shield. He doesn't have anywhere you can peg the sword on the back, unfortunately. But he's got pretty much all the same articulation as the girls. Like I said, the only thing that's really different is the limited waist movement. But the arms, the head, the ball joint in the hips, it's all the same as the female molds. So, yeah, Faker looks pretty cool. But let's move on to the new exciting figures. Here is Skunkor. Now, I will say I'm a little disappointed to report he does not smell. He doesn't have any kind of stink to him whatsoever. But he looks fantastic. I mean, they did such a great job. Really nicely done. You got the skunk stripes everywhere. He looks great. Now, if I remember correctly, the original figure just came with the blue shield, but they decided to toss in a gun as well. I don't think the original figure had a gun, but they gave him a little bit of extra firepower here as far as accessories go. But yeah, he looks great. And again, all the same articulation as Faker, but really, really looks good. I love him a lot. I think they did such a good job with the head. Really looks great. And the skunk stripes look fantastic. He's one of my favorites. Definitely my favorite from this wave, I would have to say. But that's not to say anything against my man Fisto here. Definitely liking the job they did here. The head is a little off, if I'm being perfectly honest. I mean, I don't know if it's just the eyes. Like, I feel like the beard and the hair and everything is done well. Maybe just the eyes are a little off or something like that. But you can see he's got the giant fist. And so basically this is all one solid piece. So he has the rotation and the elbow joint. But then that's it. He doesn't have anything in the wrist because basically his entire forearm is just a giant metallic fist. But they did give him a hole so he can actually hold accessories. Now, his sword has the kind of guard here, and it really looks thick. It's kind of a massive sword, but it looks good. I mean, they did a great job recreating what the original toy looks like, so I really applaud them for that. But unfortunately, he would not be able to hold the sword in the fist because it has that guard. But say, for example, we wanted to take one of these shields, you would have no problem popping the shield in there. Now, the original toy didn't have any kind of peg hole or anything. It was just a solid fist. So he was not able to hold any accessories. So that's kind of neat. That's one thing that they've changed with this release, so he can actually hold accessories, which is kind of cool. Otherwise, he's got pretty much all the same articulation. The waist swivel, the ball joint for the head, the swivel and hinge in the shoulder and elbows. Wrist swivel only on one side, obviously. And then ball joint and knee hinges. So Really very cool. I think this is a great wave. I'm really excited to add it to the collection. Like I said, Fisto and Skunkor. I'm making up names now. Listen to me. Fisto and Stinkor are definitely my favorite out of the wave. The other three being, kind of mostly repaints, but they're nice repaints. I mean, I think this is a really good color scheme for evil-lynn, so I'm not, upset about adding that to the collection. Faker with the battle armor at least is a little different. You can kind of pretend it's just like having Skeletor with and without battle armor. They're technically different figures. And then Teela, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's the first time we're getting her with the headdress in the normal color scheme, so that's definitely something you want to add to the collection as well. So I recommend picking up the whole wave. I mean, the nice thing is they're about $5 a piece, so they're really reasonably priced. They're fun little figures, very nicely detailed, very nicely articulated, and I just love them. And I absolutely have been loving everything Mega Construx has been doing with Masters of the Universe so far, and I'm all in. Anything they put out, I'm picking it up. So definitely look forward to more Mega Construx Motu reviews on this channel. But I definitely recommend picking up this set. I got this from Big Bad Toy Store, but I've also seen them at Walmart. Unfortunately, I don't think Mega Construx Masters stuff gets sold at Target, which is a shame. But I know it does show up at Walmart because I find stuff there from time to time. So if you're looking for this assortment, I would check Walmart. You could check Big Bad Toy Store, maybe Amazon, things like that. But yeah, they're reasonably priced, great little figures, and I love them. So definitely recommend picking them up. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.